want to show you a quick video on Instagram of a guy absolutely crushing this by serving cannolis on the dance floor. Check it out. It's absolutely wild, right? Today, we're covering 5 unique side hustles that you absolutely need to try in 2025. So if you're looking for low cost, high margin, actually doable side hustles that nobody has heard of in 2025, this is the video for you. And no, I'm not talking about online surveys or in-depth online businesses. I'm talking about real local businesses you can start as early as this week and start making money as soon as next week and dominate your local area. And the best part about these 5 unique services is that there's little to no barrier to entry to get started. Hey friends, I'm Sav. I've started and sold 2 successful businesses. I now run a marketing and consulting agency named SavClicks for the trade. So even if I can't personally jump into all these ideas myself, my brain is constantly in entrepreneurship mode, constantly thinking of new ideas. So I dig into these ideas, I vet out what actually works, and then I pass all that information along over to you so you could go ahead, run with this information, and go create your own empires. So with that being said, here's unique side hustle number 1, a mobile coffee business. This service is super straightforward. You've got a van, you've got some great coffee, and you've got a route. Every single morning, you're hitting up the same offices, the same warehouses, the same job sites, and you're dropping off your fresh, great coffee to start off their day. The beauty is, you're not just selling coffee, you're selling convenience. These people don't have time to go to Starbucks and wait in those early morning lines, and they don't want the subpar coffee that they're gonna brew in the break room. You're showing up every single morning like clockwork. They know what they're getting, and they absolutely love it. It's consistency, it's ease, and it's that caffeine hit that everybody needs in the morning. So what do you actually need to get started with this side hustle? The best part is you don't need much. You're gonna need a van or a truck, obviously, and it doesn't need to be anything too fancy, it just needs to be clean and reliable. Then you're gonna want a solid coffee setup in the back. Think those industrial espresso machines set up in the back of your van or your truck. You're gonna need some cup warmers, obviously some disposable cups, and maybe a generator if you're going mobile and wanna do some fresh brews. That's it, nothing complicated, no barista training needed, no certifications, nothing. You're serving high quality coffee fast and consistently to people who need it most. As long as you can wake up early, keep a schedule, and be friendly, you're good to go. So how would I get customers for this business? Well, I would start super simple. Simply just do cold walk-ins. Just show up at offices, warehouse, job sites, and offer your coffee for free and let them know what you do. Tell them all about your pricing. Say, hey, I do early morning coffee drops. Would you be interested in not wasting your time and going to wait in line for the whole team and getting coffees? I come directly to you and give you great coffee at a very great price. You tell me who's gonna say no to that if they don't already have someone. And odds are they don't, because this is a very unique side hustle. Then to take it up a notch, I would probably print out some basic flyers, hand it out at offices, put some magnetic signage on the van, and I would post in local Facebook groups to get people to know who we are. Once you've got a steady base of clients, then I would inject some money into advertisements, because this is a really unique and interesting business. I am sure will get a ton of interest and a ton of clicks online. So let's talk a little bit about pricing right now. So you're typically gonna be charging per cup, of course, anywhere between $2.50 to $4, depending on the area you're servicing. Let's say you hit 10 stops every single morning and each stop takes 10 cups. That's 100 cups a day, $300 of total revenue. Let's say it's costing you around 50 cents to serve a cup of coffee, you're still netting $250 of profit every single day, and that's not including any upsells you could potentially offer, like snacks and creamers. That's $5,000 to $6,000 every single month, working only a couple hours every single morning. And that's before you scale it and get a second van and hire someone else. I know we're talking about side hustles, but the possibilities with this business are endless. Unique side hustle that you need to try in 2025, number 2, is selling generic items on Facebook Marketplace. This one is crazy simple. You go on websites like Temu, AliExpress, Alibaba, you find generic items that people are always buying, like dog crates and cages, folding tables, folding chairs, mini photo booths, whatever's really common, you buy it from there and you list it at an upcharge on Facebook Marketplace. So like I said, these are generic items. They're not branded items. You're not building a Shopify store here. So you're buying items where people don't really care about the brand. That's the key here. You want to make sure that it's not an item people care about the logo. Nobody really cares where the dog cage is coming from. Nobody cares where their folding table is coming from. You're not buying a luxury purse here. They simply want the thing to solve their problem. So how would I get started with this business? What are some tools and skills needed? Well, you don't need much. You need a phone, some internet access, maybe a laptop for simplicity, and a place to store all these items. You'll obviously need a Facebook account with marketplace access to be able to list your items. And that's really it. This is one of the lowest barrier to entry side hustles that you could start even as early as tomorrow. So how would I get customers for this business? Well, there's no other way to get customers other than just listing your items on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is already loaded with a ton of buyers searching for your items. And what I would do before actually placing the full order on one of those websites is I would order 1 or 2 samples, list them on Marketplace, see how much traction that listing is getting. And if I see that there's reasonable demand and it sells fairly quickly, I know that that's confirmation to be able to order more because I saw firsthand proof for myself that it actually works and that that item actually sells. Just make sure if that item is seasonal, like lawn chairs, for example, for the backyard in the summer, that you don't buy too many and you're stuck with a bunch of stock during the winter. So let's talk moolah, right? Let's say you order a dog crate off of Temu for $22 landed in your garage. Those same exact crates, depending on the size, regularly sell for between $60 and $100 on Facebook Marketplace. I know because I got mine off Facebook Marketplace for my dog. You easily clear $30 to $70 per dog crate sold. Do that just once a day alongside your job. You're already looking at over $2,000 a month of extra side hustle income. And that's just one product selling one a day. Scale that to 3 to 5 different products, suddenly you're sitting on a $5,000 to $10,000 a month side hustle. And you could actually think about leaving your job. No warehouse, no team, just buy low and list high. It's as simple as that. Unique side hustle number 3, desserts on the dance floor? Yep, this one is truly unique. This service flips the traditional dessert setup right on its head. At events like weddings, big parties, instead of having the guests leave the dance floor to go get their desserts in the corner and then go sit at their table to eat those desserts, why don't you bring the desserts to them directly on the dance floor? Picture a beautifully decorated cart or, a DIY box that you hang from your neck, just weaving through the crowd, serving little desserts to everyone, whether they're macaroons, cookies, cannolis, something. It keeps the party alive, keeps the vibe flowing, and keeps the guests full and satisfied.
That's what she said.
It's really interactive and it ensures the party never stops. And that's exactly what the hosts of those parties are looking for. I recently saw this at a wedding and I absolutely loved it and had to tell you guys about it. And I want to show you a quick video on Instagram of a guy absolutely crushing this by serving cannolis on the dance floor. Check it out. It's absolutely wild, right? So what are the tools and skills you need to actually get started with this unique side hustle? Number 1 is you're gonna need a stylish, really on-brand mobile dessert cart or contraption, like I said, hanging from your neck, like the video I showed you earlier. Something really eye-catchy but functional. Stuff it with a bunch of easy one-bite desserts that you don't need utensils for, and the supplier or the skill to actually make those desserts, and you're set to go. What's crucial about this business is understanding guest flow and really being a people person that knows how to keep the party alive. If you're more of an introvert, this might not be the best side hustle for you. So how would I get customers for this unique side hustle? Well, number 1 is just like the cannoli guy I showed earlier, is to start building a solid online presence with a portfolio of you and your dessert cart in action. So make sure you're posting on Instagram, TikTok, all kinds of social media platforms. Then next, I would want to network with event planners, wedding coordinators, and venue managers who can refer this unique side hustle to their clients who are going to be actually using them. And because they most likely have never been approached with this kind of service, they'll be more likely to want to hear you out and actually recommend you to others. I would post on local Facebook groups. This is a very unique service and it will gain a lot of traction on local Facebook groups. I would also attend wedding exhibitions and attend bridal shows to showcase this unique service. And maybe you offer some discounts for first-time buyers as you want to get the ball rolling and start building up your portfolio. So let's talk about how much you can actually earn with this side hustle, right? And pricing can obviously vary depending on the size and type of event you're offering this service to. And obviously the desserts that you're offering in your cart are going to play a huge impact as well. For instance, a 2-hour service for a wedding with around 100 guests could be priced anywhere between $500 and $1,000. Truthfully, there's no service at a wedding for less than like $800 nowadays. I know I'm in the process of getting married and setting up my wedding, so it's really not far-fetched to offer that kind of pricing at these weddings and at these events. So if you're booking multiple events per month, let's say even just one one per weekend, because obviously you work your 9 to 5 during the week. You do this on a Saturday night. Every single Saturday night you're booked out. So 4 times during the month. That's 4 times $1,000. That's an extra $4,000 of income for just an extra 10 hours of work per month. Then you could also offer add-ons, right? Like custom themes, customized desserts, maybe with initials on them. That can really start to quickly increase your earnings. With the right marketing in place and the right quality carts and desserts, this side hustle has the potential to generate a scary amount of income for you. So I highly recommend you be one of the first to jump on this and use this idea for yourself. I wish I could do it myself. I just got no time. Unique side hustle number 4, gravesite cleaning. And this one is really meaningful. You're essentially offering a service where you go out and you clean and maintain grave sites. You're gonna wanna wipe down the headstone, clear the debris, tidy up any flowers there might be. Just keep the space looking really respectful. A lot of people have loved ones buried in a different city, or they just simply can't make it out as often as they'd like to. This gives them peace of mind knowing someone's taking care of their loved ones and keeping their space clean. You're not just cleaning a grave here, you're honoring someone's memory. And that truly means something. To get started with this side hustle, you don't need anything fancy. Just bring some gloves, some cleaning spray that's safe for the headstone, you don't want to damage that, a soft brush, and maybe some shears for trimming some grass or plants around the headstone. There's really no certification or no experience needed to get started with this side hustle. Just respect, care, and solid attention to detail is extremely important, and solid communication with the client so you could show them a nice picture once the job is done. So how would I get clients for this service? Well, number 1 is I would just start local. Start posting in local Facebook groups. This works with a ton of these side hustles because they're so unique. Not many people have heard of them. So when you post them in the Facebook group, people will naturally just be interested in knowing more about these services. You could also reach out to cemeteries, funeral homes, churches, because they're often asked about these services, so they could start referring you when they're asked about it. You can also create a simple website for this service and start optimizing that website for local SEO, because there is people searching for this service. I have no doubt about that. And it really wouldn't be too hard to rank number 1 if you put the right strategy in place, because there's not much competition when it comes to this service. You can also offer packages like quarterly visits, monthly visits, holiday visits, or even annual care plans. So it's really in the customer's hands how often they want you to go. So let's talk revenue potential and money for this service. You can charge anywhere between $50 to $150 per cleaning, depending on your location, depending on the frequency and the add-ons that your customer decides to choose. For example, holiday visits might include some fresh flowers or candles for a little bit of an extra charge. So let's say you get 40 clients on a quarterly plan. At $100 per visit, that's $16,000 per year for part-time work that you could do on your schedule. And it's recurring. Once you do a great job, you're sending proof of your work, pictures to your clients. People are in it for the long haul. They're not just gonna cut out this service. This is a really unique side hustle that I highly recommend a ton of you go in and try out for yourself. Guys, if you're still here watching this video, that means you're loving this content. So please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I try to post videos just like this every single week. So if you don't want to miss another video like this, like I said, hit that subscribe button to get your fix of these videos every single week. Last but not least, unique side hustle number 5, a mobile windshield chip repair service. Somebody gets a chip or a small crack on their windshield. Instead of having to waste half their day going to a shop, waiting around for their turn, waiting for their car to go into the actual shop, get repaired, and lose half a day of work, you go to them, whether it's their driveway or their office, you repair the chip or the crack on the spot, takes 20 or 30 minutes, and they don't have to move a muscle. They stay exactly where they are, whether that's home or at the office. You're offering a solution to their problem and convenience, which is always a great 1-2 punch. So tools and skills to get started, what you're gonna need. You'll need a basic windshield chip repair kit, and you can find some really solid ones for under 200 bucks. That kit has to include resin, UV light, injector tools, and cleaning supplies. You're gonna have to watch a few tutorials on how to do this if you haven't already. Maybe take a course, try it out for yourself first before you start offering it as a service, and then you're good to go. You don't need any garage, no crazy setup, no certification. Because it's a mobile service, you just go see the client where they're at, you get the job done, and you get paid. Just make sure you're precise and very professional with your work. So how would I get clients for this service? Because it's a very urgent service, right? It's not necessarily something people are looking for unless they actually need it. So I would start with local Facebook group just to get the name out there, and maybe people will save your contact information application in their phones, then I would start injecting a little bit of money into Google Ads. So it's not a completely free service, I would say. This is something that you might need to invest a little bit into because this is what people are searching for, right? They're probably going to be looking for windshield chip repair near me, and that's when you're going to pop up. Another thing you're going to absolutely have to do is create a small website for yourself that's optimized for local SEO. This is a really low competition keyword that you can absolutely dominate with the right strategy, kind of like the previous unique side hustle. So I highly recommend you take advantage of that. Then I would try to go out and partner with car washes, mobile detailing services, and even parking garages could work well. You could hand out flyers in local areas, offer referral bonuses, and just let people know they don't have to leave their office, they don't have to leave their home to fix that nasty chip on their windshield. You bring the solution right to them. Word of mouth is what you're really going to be banking on. Once people really start to see that you're reliable, you work well, and you work fast, and they don't have to move a muscle. So just trust the process with this one. So let's talk money, right? Everyone's favorite topic. What could you actually earn from this side hustle? A typical chip repair goes anywhere between $60 and $120 per repair, depending on the area that you're in and how far you need to travel. Let's say you're doing 3 jobs per day, you're earning just around $300 per day, and that's all profit. The only thing you're paying for is a bit of resin and your travel and work time, which is obviously important, but that's most of the time factored into the cost as well. So let's say you're doing this just on the weekend, you're earning an extra $600 every single weekend for just a couple hours of work. That's $1,800 a month extra alongside your 9 to 5. The only thing with this service is that it's not guaranteed, right? Like you can't predict when people are gonna call you because they're only gonna call you when they actually need that chip repaired. So some weekends you might have 6 jobs and some weekends you might have none. But on average, for the sake of this example, we went with 3. So really interesting side hustle that if you're very meticulous and you enjoy this kind of stuff, it could work really, really well for you. All right, guys, that's it. If you've made it this far, you now have 5 unique side hustles that you need to start in 2025 and take advantage of. None of them require any massive skill set or investment to start, except the mobile coffee one. That one, I understand the van and the truck might be a little bit expensive to get started with, but there's always creative ways around that. So guys, let me know in the comments which side hustle stood out the most and which one you're most likely to run with. And if you guys have any unique side hustles, I love hearing about them, so share them in the comments below. And I've got more unique side hustles dropping next week, so make sure if you're not already subscribed, you subscribe right now so you don't miss next week's video. I'll catch you in the next one.